is everyone doing today? Well, it's been a long time since I've done a longer format video. Been doing a lot of quick ones on my phone, but I figured I may as well do a garden tour today. It's a little cooler this evening. It's been so hot the past few days, and yeah. But anyways, this area here I'm going to show you was the area that I did garden beds last year that I showed you. A bit of a gong show this year. A lot of volunteer tomatoes and stuff coming up, but we'll start up here. So this bed's supposed to be calendula, and it's mostly weeds. There's a few calendulas coming up over here. Oh, maybe not, yeah, one or two, but I need to really get in here and weed this out. Over here, we've got some cilantro and stuff there. This is my herb area, sort of. It's all going to seed here. With a little bit more volunteers over there. Yeah, you got cilantro going here. We got oregano here coming up to seed as well. A little bit of dill jumped in there. It's kind of crazy. Down here is supposed to be my zinnia bed. Well, this was supposed to be zinnia bed too. I don't know what that one was, but anyways, yeah. This is supposed to be zinnias in here, so I got a little bit of zinnias in there. Don't know where they all went to. Seeded the whole bed. This was the mix I got from West Coast Seeds. One of the blends they gave me. So there's poppies in there and a bunch of other flowers. You can see they're starting to flower now. Some poppy heads coming up right now, which is kind of neat. And the beautiful zinnias here. And then some more dill just popped into there too. This bed's supposed to be zinnias, but it looks like lots of volunteer tomatoes, dill. You can see all the tomatoes, crazy. I gotta pull some of these out. More dill on this bed here. There's some more flowers popping out there. Looks like they're calendula down there maybe as well. Don't know how they got down there, but anyways. And as we come along here, got some nasturtiums that came up, volunteers from last year. More dill. It's kind of ridiculous how much dill I have. And down here is kind of cool. My friend gave me some tobacco, so I'm trying some tobacco this year. Some tobacco plant she sent to me. So here we go. And here there's more flowers coming in, and dill's almost 6 feet tall. Actually, it is kind of 6 feet tall. Because I'm 6 feet. It's pretty much 6 feet. And over here, I'm pretty excited. We have lots of sunflowers coming up this year. A lot of these, I think, are volunteers. And then we have some ones I planted. There's some teddy bear ones, which I'm really excited about. They're in there, I think. And more sucker tomatoes that just came up from last year. And I planted some Zeloceus down here as well. So that's those beds. They're a bit of a mess. I've had a friend of mine, Therese, come over and help me weed my bed. So I finished that this week. She was from Coboconk and moved up here. So she's helped me weed a bunch of stuff past week or two to give me a hand, because it's been a mess, jungle mess of weeds. But anyways, let's check this out. We got some beautiful beets here. I've been picking some of these past few days here. These ones are still a bit smaller. I got 2 beds of beets. I'll show you the next one down there. Got my onions. They're coming up really well, looking beautiful. Over here, I planted this bed 3 times now with carrots, and second time it just didn't come out very well. Lots of weeds, but you can see I've got some carrots coming up. I planted them a week ago, so this bed's going to be full of carrots soon. This bed here is on my second succession of romaine. I've had mostly romaine down here, but I've been cropping it out, transplanted it more for second succession of romaine. Over here was my Salanova lettuce. So I've done a second succession here as well. So I've transplanted some more Salanova here. You can see got some butter crunches, sweet crisps there, and some sweet crisps here. This row I've done something fancy. I've done red, green, red, green. Usually I just put them wherever, but can have some nice cool looking rows. Over here is a second succession as well. I've got some lettuces I transplanted. A lot of these guys here, I forget what they're called. I just got the seeds a week or two ago, or a few weeks ago. I just hand seeded a bunch of them, and they were so close together. So I transplanted them out into this bed here. So I have lots of nice little head lettuces there soon. Over here are some more carrots. These have been in here since April. They should have been ready by now. So I'm hoping to pick some carrots probably next week. But they're starting to look nice, coming up well. And along here I've got peas coming along nicely too. Lots of peas. My grapes are doing well along the fence line here as we walk down. This grapevine, I don't think it's too happy this year. There's a little bit of white mold on some of the grapes, so not getting many grapes out of this vine. Oh well. Down here I've got more radishes. I'll have to pick some of those fairly soon as well. It's starting to get too hot from them again, but I got a good crop of them this week. As we come down to the next set of beds here, growing leeks again this year. I think I tried them 2 or 3 years ago, didn't have luck, but this year they are looking like they're thriving. You can see they're doing pretty good here. This bed I weeded as well the other day. Got some beans here coming on. You can see here lots of flowers, which means we should have beans hopefully next week. So one bed of beans there. Some of those ones you can see up on trellises there, they were old seed, and I think they were labeled wrong, so they're climbing beans. It's all good. So another bed here is Salanova, second succession as well. I've cropped out half the bed here this week, so I put some transplants in. I got that half I'll crop up next week, most likely. Down here we've got some beets. I transplanted these beets 2 or 3 weeks ago. They're doing well. And at the end of this bed here, I as well just direct seeded some beets because I didn't have enough to transplant. It's a little slippery here on the tarps, but they're coming up well as well. And over here we got more beans. I do 2 beds of beans generally, just because I've had old seed the past few years and it's been so spotty. But I just bit the bullet this year and got some fresh seed, which was wise, because now the beds are loaded. I won't have spotty beans, and I'll be able to have enough beans to supply all the boxes and some of the market this year. Some purple beans, yellow beans, and green beans. You can see the purple flowers here on these guys here. They're looking good, nice and healthy. And here's the other romaine on the other side here that will be cropping out fairly soon because it's starting to bolt some of it a bit too hot. All right, so next bed here, planted more carrots again. Those carrots I planted before these ones here. So we're gonna have succession planting because this bed was full of radishes or turnips or something. And then this bed here, next bed here, we have some more Salanova lettuce. It's looking beautiful. Look at those colors, green, reds. I always like seeing those in the garden. Okay, my other bed of beets, these ones are the Chiago ones. I think that's how you pronounce it, but they are the ones with the white and red stripes. I think some people call them candy cane. I bit into a raw one this week. Super sweet, so good. But interestingly enough, I planted these ones after the ones up there, and they were ready sooner. So I might be growing these more than just the regular like Detroit Reds or Bull's Blood, because these ones seem to be a lot quicker. And I will show you some of them here. So that's the smaller one. But as we come down here, there are a lot bigger sized ones in here. Right here you can see how big this one is right there. Look at the size of that beet. Beautiful. So, and these leaves look super healthy on this variety here. Here's another one. Like, look at the size of this beet here. Beautiful. There we go. So we'll be cropping most of these out next week. Oh, this one is even bigger. Holy jumping. Just a sec. Let's get some of these clovers out here. Look at the size of this beet. Should pick that one. I'll be picking that one pretty soon too. That's huge. All right. So that's the first 18 beds. 8 and 8. Is that 18? 16? 16, I think. My math's not the greatest. Anyways, on to the next beds. So this bed we've got our cabbages. I've picked a few already. Got some green cabbages, purple cabbages. The purple cabbages, I find they take a lot longer. They're like a full season crop, so they need the full year to grow. But the green ones, heading up nicely. Look at that, right there. Some of these last year were like 8 pounds, 8.5 pounds. And then once I crop them out, I just drop in another cabbage here as I take them out. So we have a succession, so they're always growing there for me. So that's that bed. And over here, we have some beautiful kale, dinosaur kale. Then we have some just Russian kale and Swiss chard, which is a bunch of it's going to seed on me this year. And then down here is more cabbages that I just took out. Actually, it wasn't cabbages, it was Napa cabbage, and they all went to seed. Don't know why. So I just transplanted a bunch of other cabbages here as well. You can see, where are they? One there. I gotta come weed this out a bit. One here. So yeah, I've done rows of cabbages down here. Over here, next bed, more cabbages, because I'm really going hard for the boxes this year. So I have enough for boxes and for the market. And then, so there's more cabbages there. They're looking really healthy. If we come up, they're catching up too. They're sizing up really well. Beautiful. Over here, we got some purple cauliflowers. And oh, actually, I didn't take a look, but look at that. We have a cauliflower coming on. That's cool. I think I've only tried cauliflower once. It was white and it didn't do so well. So that's pretty cool. And they're interesting looking plant. Like, look at them. They're gnarly, big giant leaves. And these ones are all purple cauliflower. They're all a little behind. Actually, there's a head forming in this one here too, I think. You kind of see it in the bottom there. Very cool. That's exciting. Oh, actually, look at this one here. Look at that. That looks more like a broccoli, like purple, a nice purple broccoli. Weird. I thought it was cauliflower. I think there's some cauliflowers in here. Anyways, always a nice surprise, I must say. Okay, so this next bed here, same thing. I've got more cabbages, cauliflowers, purple cabbages. Who knows? It's gonna be a surprise. See, oh, the broccoli. That's probably the nicest broccoli I've had. Most of my broccoli that I have usually goes to seed on me, which we have up here. So I don't know why it always goes to seed on me. So I'll cut this off so that it sends up side shoots. That broccoli looks like it's got a nice small head coming on, funny enough. And see what I mean? Look at that, right to seed. So I'm gonna cut that off and hopefully we'll get some side shoots coming out there. And more purple cabbages up here, looking good. More purple cauliflower cabbages. Not really sure. Cauliflowers, I mean. All right, lots going on in the garden here this year. Try lots of different things. So another bed of carrots. So I usually have 5 beds of carrots going throughout the year. And because I had such a hard time with the first and second beds, I just kept planting beds and beds because I need them for market. I sold so many carrots last year, it's ridiculous. Next thing we have here are some celery. First time growing celery this year, and it's doing well actually. I've cut some this week for the boxes, a little bit for the market. It's a little smaller than what you'll get from the grocery store, but it's not what I was expecting. I heard that homegrown celery is really bitter. It's really strong flavor. I don't like celery, but this is actually pretty nice. It's I'm really happy with that. Okay, next bed here, we have another bed of onions here. So nothing too exciting. This bed is parsnip. Some of the ones I missed last year, they're all going to seed. So I'm gonna try collecting some of this seed here, which looks like it's pretty much almost ready here. Probably another day or two until it's dried out. But I'll collect some of that seed. I'm not sure if I will be growing parsnip again next year. It's like a really long crop, like 130 days. And I need to take care of this bed here. This bed has just been weeds for 2 years. So I gotta come take care of that. I need to cut some of these trees back a bit too, let more light in, and just really go to town on these beds. So as we move down, here's parsnips there coming up from seed this year. I find the germination rate's really slow on them as well. And then down here, I think I popped some turnips in. And nice big hogweed here. We'll pull that guy out since we're here. Okay, moving down. So these 2 beds here, well, this bed was just a mess. So I weeded it out and I added a bunch of beets, transplants. This bed was just a whole bunch of volunteer potatoes that I had in last year, and you always miss potatoes, so it was all like just disaster potatoes. So I harvested them all out and put more beets in there because that's what I had. Coming down to the last section of beds here. There's a lot going on here this year. We'll go bed to bed because there's a few different crops in some of these beds here. So this bed here, first bed, same thing, it gets weedy. This is the second year with these beds. I made these ones all last year. So here we have patty pans and they're starting to come on nicely. That was not that big yesterday, but there we go, patty pan there. And there's more over here. Lots of flowers coming on. You can see more patty pans there coming up. So I have about 6 or 7 patty pan plants here. Hopefully in the next week we'll have lots. So down here, what we have are delicata squash. And what I'm doing here is they're very close together, but the idea is once they start vining, I'm going to intertwine them along the fence line here so that they can climb along the fence and trellis it up. And I want to plant another crop on the left hand side. I had radishes, but they all were going to seed. I'm not sure why. Probably planted them too late and they got too hot, so they went to seed. So I just pulled them all out the other day. So I'll put a new crop in there soon. The next bed over here, again, we got some zucchinis, green ones, and they are coming along. There's one right there. I saw 3 or 4 of them coming on some of the plants here. We'll come up here to another plant here. Where were they? Where were they? Maybe they're on the other side. But take my word for it, there are zucchinis in here somewhere. There we go. There's a nice one down there, green one. There we go. And there's going to be looking like they're going to be pretty prolific plants. So that's pretty exciting. And then down here again, I have some extra like purple cauliflower or broccoli or whatever. So I put that in. You'll be surprised when we see what comes up here. Oh, it looks like broccoli. So yeah, once again, see, it just goes straight to seed on me here. So I'm not growing broccoli again. I had just a few extra seeds this year I wanted to try once more. Down here, I'm trying okra. It's not doing so well. I've never grown it before, but the plants are tiny. We will see what happens. It's just an experiment to see if I can grow okra. I figured I'd try a new crop for the veggie boxes. And I tried to transplant some. Transplants did not do very well. Some of these ones are the transplants. So I direct seeded some more seeds, but I don't know which ones are direct seeded or not. So anyways, that's how it goes. You kind of experiment from year to year to see what crops you can get and grow and what will work, what won't work. So that won't work. Down here, we never have another bit of Salanova lettuce. Transplanted kind of spotty on me for some reason. So it's not as full as it should be. Got 3 beds of potatoes here. And I was on top of the potato bugs and beetles, started the season, switching the eggs, switching the mama, and daddy ones doing their business. And yeah, as you can tell, they destroyed my plants here, some of the plants. I've come by with a bucket 2 or 3 times and thrown them in buckets, but they're just so prolific, they're so hard to keep on top of. You can see how nasty, they're just ridiculous. And they like the nightshade plants, so I actually had extra tomatoes. I put in this bed over here, and they've jumped onto the tomatoes. So these beds are a bit messy down here. I need to come down here and take care of those. Yeah, this section of the garden is kind of farther away, so it kind of gets forgotten about. So I need to get down here and deal with this one, hopefully this week. And then this bed here, a friend of mine gave me a tiller. I know I say don't till. I tried to till. It did not do anything. So I'm going to pull the broad fork out here, make one last bed here, so I'll have 8 beds in this section here. So yeah, tilling did not do anything. I had this all tarped up too. And now for the last beds in the garden here, we're in the garlic patch. So it's doing well. I got most of the scapes picked. I had Logan pick some of the scapes, but he missed a bunch of these ones, came up after the fact. Oops. So these are smaller garlics, and these are my regular size ones that I have. So they should be ready hopefully in the next week or 2. Starting to die back a bit, looking nice. All right, so that's that section of the garden. There's one other spot or 2 other spots I'll show you quickly here. The blueberries I have down here that we transplanted last year. I'm not sure how well they're doing. Haven't been down here a whole lot. I've been down weed eating. There's a few berries on a few of the plants here. See some there. So I need to go through and take a look, see if there's any berries coming on any other plants. And I need to get some more peat moss down to help drop the acidity. And I need to get more wood chips down here so I can get on top of all this grass here because it's just ridiculous. Okay, so coming up to the new little section I made. I don't know if you guys had watched my little video on my new area. I'm going with some cucumbers. They're coming along slowly. You see some here. I transplanted some more in here as well. But the idea was I need more cucumbers for my boxes, and I didn't have enough in the greenhouse, so I dumped down a bunch of compost here, which was not broken down enough. So things have kind of struggled. So I need to get some better compost next year and broken down soil. I just brought some sandy dirt over and transplanted the new ones in so they have a better chance of surviving. But they're looking all right so far, some of them big and gangly. There we go. So that's that section. And over here, we have a bunch of squashes growing up. I didn't have good luck with my squashes this year. I don't know if I put them in too early, but they all kind of died off. Tried direct seed a few and they didn't come up. So I need to get in there to the weed eater and take that all down. So there's the overview of the garden. Looking nice. A lot of work for me, but it's doing nicely so far. We're about 2 weeks behind from last year because it was a little colder this spring, as most of you guys know. But it's come along. Anyways, that's... Oh wait, one last spot too. I'll show you what I've done here. So we've been cleaning out the cow pen over there because there's lots of manure there where the hay was, and lots of hay, so we had to take that out. And I dumped most of it, well, a lot of it in here. And I've popped in just some extra tomatoes in here to see what happens. There's some more over there as well. These are just kind of like the bonus tomatoes. If I get lots of tomatoes off them, I do. If I don't, I don't. It's pretty hot underneath. It's cooking because it's still composting in there. So some of the plants I definitely cooked and they died off. But there you go, guys. That is the garden tour for here. I'll do a separate video for a greenhouse tour, which I'll go do now, and show you guys how that's progressing. But I hope you enjoyed that July garden tour on the farm here. Everything's coming along nicely. We're really excited how things are progressing. And yeah, if you guys have some good stuff going in your garden, let us know what you're growing. Let me see some videos out there. And that concludes the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. Leave comments if you like. And we'll see you out there. Happy gardening.